Mother's Day, even though there's probably only about 3 mothers that watch us. Oh shit.
Are they all yours?
George starts out with some fucking good jokes, you know.
All right, here's the other thing.
Okay.
For anyone out there who works overnights or works a graveyard, can y'all give me some tips? Because this shit sucks.
Yeah, George is suffering, everybody, man.
I started working at 11 o'clock at night till 10 in the morning. So now it's coming up on 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock's almost my bedtime, and I'm here doing this shit. So if you thought I said some fucked up stuff in the past,
oh my,
just get ready.
Right,
I'm sure this is going to be half retarded.
Right. We're going to talk some boxing, some UFC. Shorty, it sounds like a plane is ready to crash into my house.
These are neighbors, man. That's what they're after.
Anyway, some boxing, UFC 130, and what else?
This is totally off the cuff, but
Okay.
I want to see what you two have to say. What is the most physically impressive thing you've ever seen an athlete do? And the reason I say that is because last night, Rajon Rondo dislocates his left elbow and comes back and plays in the game.
Yeah, I mean, when he dislocated his elbow, that shit looked sick.
Yeah.
You know?
And he came back with the old dead arm.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a kid in the neighborhood, you know, with the slouch shoulder and the dead arm. Couldn't do anything with it.
How did he walk, Shorty? Like a
He'd
pimp.
fling that shit and hit people though, probably.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Like, wow.
So what else? I mean, what comes to mind when you think of something like?
I want to see what everybody else says.
So you don't got shit.
I mean, right off the top of my I always remember.
A GSP did great after he got poked in the eye,
I
right?
don't want to talk about that motherfucker.
No, he got poked in the eye, which is, I mean, no eye damage, not even a scratch cornea, but that poke in the eye fucked his game up so bad. But he was a warrior because he stayed in the fight from a fucking eye poke.
What do you think about that, Jimmy? Since you're a GSP
I mean,
fan?
honestly, I think truly he panicked and he got scared.
Right.
I mean, he's not used to taking any damage. My man is used to walking out of the ring into the club.
Right.
He
Well,
did.
he
It
did.
was fucking emergency room.
Yeah.
Come, check my eye. Check my eye. What's wrong with my eye? Shut the fuck up, bitch.
George, that's another sleep deprivation comment. Anyway, I don't know. What would everybody else out there say? The greatest, what?
It's got to be the poke to the eye.
Poke to the eye? You think that's the, like, I mean,
I
George
just feel like giving him a hard time.
I know. I don't know what it would be, man. I think back at, like...
Dude, dislocating your elbow and continuing to play, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I
But
mean,
if I had to look at any single thing for every sports all across the board...
But wasn't there some linebacker for, like, Pittsburgh who, like, broke his leg and continued to play, like Jack Lambert or one of them? You would know. It's your time
Yeah,
era.
I mean, I think Willis Reed, when he came back, when he was hurt for the Knicks, I think freaking one of the things I'll always remember.
Well, what
is
about
fucking
Kirk Gibson coming in? And
Kirk
hitting that
Gibson,
home
yeah,
run?
hit the home run. That was crazy. Ali, when he sat there and he let big ass George Foreman beat the shit out of him on the ropes, and he fucking sat there and then he knocked that big motherfucker out. Now, speaking of boxing,
I was about to say, so in other words, what we're getting at, let us know what you think. What's your most impressive, injured player who comes back, or just a sports moment that kind of like that sticks out in your
that
mind?
sticks out.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, dislocated elbow and you came back. I mean, you're still going to lose the series, don't get me wrong.
Right.
Because the Heat are going to beat the shit out of you. But
That's hard.
That's nuts.
Yeah, Boston fans are not liking you right now.
I don't care.
I'm not saying shit. I'm turning
Oh,
from you.
no.
'Cause I'm in
Because
both.
Dirk is killing you.
My hockey team got swept. Basketball team's getting ready to get swept.
Maybe
It's just not
Boudreaux
good
will get
for.
swept.
Yeah,
Swept
yeah,
out of town.
Gary Williams got swept.
yeah. That was good for us,
He
but
found the nearest bar, so he's okay.
and maybe Pau Gasol will get swept.
He got you 2 championships.
He did, and you know that's great. But you know what? The Lakers go to the NBA championship half the time. You know, we're not a dynasty; it's domination. And I'm saying we're like I'm on the team starting guard.
You could be
All
dominating
5'7".
that room.
Actually, they might be able to use you now.
Yeah, because I'm as old as Fisher. I love Derek Fisher though. Anyway, boxing. Last night we got to see
Manny Pacquiao.
basically what everybody thought. Pacquiao go to a unanimous decision with Sugar
Unanimous?
Shane. Huh?
Unanimous? Is that what you said?
Unanimous
Remix.
decision. George is not hearing correctly either because he's
No.
sleep deprived. But against Sugar Shane Mosley. Now before that, we got a little hors d'oeuvres, a few hors d'oeuvres as they would say. We saw Wilfredo.
Alfredo. Is that chicken?
No, not
Fettuccine?
chicken Alfredo. No. We saw.
We saw Vasquez and Arce, which was a good
Yes,
fight.
we saw Wilfredo Vasquez, who had the belt.
Wilfredo Vasquez.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Is that
like
a Latin name?
Mexican-Italian dish.
No, that's a Chinese name, man. What are you talking about? Anyway, this guy, who actually literally, he looked like he was 14 years old, man.
Yeah.
Young guy. Held the belt. He defended the belt, I believe, 2 times. Fought a tough Mexican competitor, Arce. This guy...
He had like 60 fights.
60 fights. The guy pressed the action. He was the smaller guy coming up to fight.
You hear that,
the
GSP?
champion. Yeah, and he took the belt from him. He
Well,
said,
I caught
want
the end
belt.
of it, and it's turned out the one dude's dad is in your corner. And dude, seriously, separate family and business, because dad was tired of watching you get your ass whipped and threw in the towel.
I'm going to tell you
Threw in
what.
a water bottle at first.
Now this is he threw in a water bottle. He's
trying to hit Cortez in the head.
He threw the mattress contact lenses in. He threw all kinds of shit. You missed it.
If there's one thing that we haven't seen anything legally of, is consistent judging.
Yeah.
So why not give your? I mean, so if your son loses one round, I mean, he's not going to go 10-8. So
This is the thing with that fight, though.
They had it a draw on the card.
They had it a draw. Now I'm going to tell you
better
what.
than an L.
What it tells you, and I said this last night. They had that fight a draw.
One of them actually had Vasquez winning.
One of them had Vasquez ahead. Now, for Vasquez's father in his corner to throw in the towel, in their minds, they thought they were losing. We all thought he was getting his ass kicked. We thought Arce was dominating the fight. But because he's the champion and he's a little purple, they wanted to keep. A lot of the judges had it.
Decisions, man.
And like Dana has said, Uncle Dana, don't let the fight go to the judges.
Right.
And Pops wouldn't let it. And Pops is probably kicking himself dead in the ass right now.
Yeah.
Now, on to the fight of the night.
Well, no, Kelly Pavlik, he fought too.
Who?
Kelly Pavlik.
Is he related to Matt Hamill? Because I can't hear you.
And that pretty much sums up that fight. Majority decision, Pavlik. So now let's move on to
Sugar, I was doing the moonwalk, Mosley. Because all I saw from round 3.5 on was
yeah.
all that Bama did.
He did. He
ran a marathon.
And now we'll start it out by saying, you know what, Sugar Shane Mosley is a great guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Definitely.
Great. Took the fight.
Sportsmanship was great. I mean,
Now
awesome.
here's a question. They announced him as a soon-to-be Hall of Fame boxer. Now, here's what I'm getting at. Baseball player who takes steroids, you're not going to the Hall of Fame. A boxer who admitted and got busted for using steroids is announced as a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
Why? What's the difference?
I don't know. I think obviously he should be a Hall of Famer, but if you ask me, I think all the guys that were jacked on shit and juice and all that shit, I think they should all be Hall of Famers, because I know guys were doing the shit in the 70s and 60s. I keep saying that, but there's nowhere where you can draw the line. I think the guys, actually, you know what's fucked up? Someone like, as much as I like Manny, the fact that when they drew the line and they put these parameters into place and he said fuck it and started cheating, I mean got busted twice, that's when I think you're saying, okay, now I'm scarring my fucking legacy. But if you did some of the shit and it was all hearsay, you don't know who did it prior to these rules.
No. We're not saying hearsay. We're not saying what ifs. Sugar Shane got busted for using PEDs.
Right.
So my thing is, we know he used it.
Yeah, but this is the thing. He's using it just like certain guys are using it. When they're testing in boxing, they're constantly testing. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah.
So a lot of the fights he won prior to that, he wasn't using because he's not coming up positive. So he comes up positive one time. So for one particular fight,
Basically,
you can't take his whole rec. You know
why?
I mean, just because. I mean, there's a lot of boxers that come up. You can't. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't think you can just.
Here's what I'm saying. I think it's fucked up. For me, I don't give a shit. Lay all the drugs out on the table. You want to start using them when you're 19? Go have a blast. I don't give a rat's ass. But it's just funny how one sport will let somebody who's been busted be called a Hall of Famer before he's even had a chance, and another sport where they haven't proven Barry Bonds has done it. They haven't proven Mark McGuire did it. It's all hearsay.
You think
but
the motherfuckers did it?
Hell yes. But my thing is, by a court of law, they haven't been busted.
No.
Shane Mosley said, I did it.
Right.
And he's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I think all the baseball players should have been like, I'm jacked as shit.
Yeah.
And it would all ended and saved millions of dollars in tax money and all kinds of shit.
You know what else got jacked last night? Sugar Shane's jaw along the third round.
Third round.
Bama caught a left hand and went.
Now, that's something we didn't see because Sugar Shane Mosley had only been knocked down 3 times in his career. And there'll be somebody out there be like, no, nigga, you're wrong. I think he's only been knocked down 3 times.
I think that might have been the third.
The third time.
And you know what he did after that? He prayed.
Yeah.
And he stayed the fuck away because he was more worried about his legacy at that point than trying to even attempt to win that fight. Yeah. It was only the third round.
Yeah, it was only
so
the
if
third
you lost there's 12 rounds in a boxing match. He had 9 more rounds to try to win a fight and had no interest in it.
You were right. He fought basically not to get knocked out from there on. I mean, like you said, he looked like Michael Jackson in Motown's 25th anniversary special because that shorty was moonwalking like shit backwards. He was backpedaling like shit the whole fight.
He never
He's
moved
in a coffin
forward.
somewhere in California.
Never moved forward.
He never moved forward. Now, this is a Pacquiao who obviously admitted that he was having some problems with leg cramps, but it doesn't matter, and I'll say it for the 4th time. You know who he is, right?
Nightcrawler from X-Men?
He's the Nightcrawler from X-Men, shorty.
He
Jimmy, what were you just talking about? It's like he knows where you're going. You know what I'm saying?
And the one thing I kept hearing the announcer say is how smart Shane Mosley is. He's got such a great boxing intelligence. He knows. Well, dude, Manny Pacquiao obviously does too.
Yeah.
Because he, like you said, he was cutting off all the angles. He had an idea of like, look, we're here. You're gonna go there. I'm gonna beat you
pushes you
there.
to places in the ring where he wants you and where he's able to do damage.
Yeah. I love boxing. You know what I mean? And I know that honestly, I really look at it how I truly see a matchup. Floyd Mayweather is a bad motherfucker. You know, a lot of people don't care for him. I don't actually care for it, the way he acts outside of the ring and shit like this. And he's an incredible boxer, but I just do not think he can beat Manny Pacquiao. I just don't think he wants to fight Manny Pacquiao. I think that Manny Pacquiao is so quick, so fast, so conditioned, and will continue to engage with that guy that it's going to get him frustrated. And that's just my personal opinion. There'll be a lot of people out there be like, you don't know shit. I don't give a fuck about you motherfuckers. But what do you think?
I think Manny Pacquiao wins that fight walking away.
What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think he would finish him, but it would look just like it did last night, probably 12 rounds to 0.
Yeah.
Because Floyd Mayweather is going to run even more than Sugar Shane.
Yeah.
I love how they describe Floyd Mayweather as the best defensive boxer in boxing.
Yeah, that's just...
In other words, I hit you 3 times, I cover up, back up, wait for an opening, hit you 3 more times, cover up. I don't see how this makes you a great defensive boxer.
It's not really hitting people, it's pitter-pattering them, because let's face it,
not
he has
hurting
no
them.
power.
No, I mean, he doesn't knock people out, really.
And,
He's like a winky right. I mean, he just sits back and counters.
Let me tell you right now, not Sugar Shane, but fucking Floyd, we know...
Shane Pacquiao.
Yeah, we know Floyd Mayweather was watching the fight.
Yeah.
And he probably wasn't there, but the fight was in Vegas. He was watching the fight.
Yeah.
And at the end of the fight, when Sugar Shane said, that's the hardest I've ever been hit in a long time,
And when he said this is the best pound for pound champion.
I mean, his face looked like he had an allergic reaction or some bee stung him. I mean, it was just completely swollen.
Dude, and you're talking about a guy who came in at least 5 or 6 pounds lighter, a couple inches shorter.
Did you see Mosley's girlfriend out there screaming?
Oh, she was like, man, I need a payday, man.
Why'd you look at me like that, George? You got something like you turned into Mayhem. I mean, what happened? You looked at me.
He even knows her name. He's got you know.
Dude, the guy I was working with said, "Damn."
Is that how he said it?
Yeah.
What about the ring card girls?
Greenbaum was going off.
He was like, "Oh my god, oh my god."
Has he never seen a woman?
You would have thought so.
Ring card girl 1, ring card girl 2.
They all look the same to me.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell them apart. The ring card girls.
Were they triplets?
They look like it. Yeah.
Different color hair.
Yeah.